Hey Lorenzo, I want to show you a little bit about body lean here. And when you're doing a inside club move, the difference between an inside club move and when you're going to the outside is if it's inside, you're never going to be on an edge. In any inside move that you do, you want to get up the field more because it's disruptive. You don't want to be working so hard to find an end. So Greg, he's played on the inside more than you. So if you see what he's more experienced with is he's working a counter club move here, and what we're going to look at is his body lean and how he's going to come up the field, and then on his club he's going to find an edge and he's going to keep pressing up the field to kind of pierce through the offensive line. Because if we're doing an inside club, we're no longer the contained rusher in the pass game. So if you look at how aggressively upfield Greg is moving, not even looking at his technique, but just that he's pressing the offensive lineman. Now, if we look at your path, see how it's like you're playing defensive end and you're on an edge. But if we got you on an inside move, you're no longer the edge rusher. Okay, so right now you see you play it more like an outside contained rusher where you go to the outside and you're going that way, right? And by doing that, you give a good offensive lineman like Jack, wouldn't be playing Division I football for no good reason. You give him a chance to put his hands on you, and then he can kind of wash you in, into trash that's inside, and it gives the quarterback a clear picture to ride you out. Okay, so the big thing is your body, you need to attack with your footwork, and by that, what that's going to look like is rather than going straight in, we want to gain a little bit of ground up the field, and we want to hug closer to Jack and press more into him. See how you're going away. Now, after you get that edge, you don't need to try to keep swooping anymore. From there, right, you have the edge. You can take that leg and you can be driving. You can be driving your leg through that gap essentially, and lead that with your arm. So it's a good solid rip that presses you in and start to lean your body. Let me show you again how much Greg leans when he goes. You see how he leans into his rip there? And his body language is just generally aggressive. Okay? The last thing I wanted to point out to you is that when you get that edge, the purpose of your club is to replace that edge. And when I say edge, I mean Greg has his hand on the edge of Epstein's body. Now when he takes that off, he's going to replace it with the arm. Okay, because we're always replacing. You on the bottom, you've got an edge with that arm. You missed a little bit, but you need this left arm to come underneath because it eventually has to replace so that this arm here can come off and this one can come underneath to block off that side of the body so you can lean in.